live for while people pop on. I'm going to get this stuff out of my eyes because I'm tired. And I'm gonna redo my palette because new shades. And let's see here, what color is this? Stop, I've been saying the wrong color. Anyways, I'm just gonna wait for anybody to get on while I do my makeup for the day. This is not gonna be a long one because I don't have a lot of time, but I am going to be using the new contour color. We're going to be just doing our makeup. I might try to do a little bit of a blue color just because 4th of July is tomorrow. So yeah, do that. But I've been really liking 3 of the new shades. And so we're going to do 3 of the new shades. I'm going to take out, I'm using Palace as my brightener. Everybody says this looks pink and they want it to be a demi. It's not pink. It only looks pink when you're swatching it side by side with other ones. And I am going to be getting rid of my mango. And I'm going to be getting rid of my aspen. Yup, no aspen today. No suede today, which is okay because they are sad. And I am going to be using, not that one, Hazel. Hazel's too dark for me right now. And so yeah, I'm using that, and I'm gonna put a balm in my palette, the new balm. Now, I think the original balm had a scent that was more of a vanilla. So yeah, all right, I am going to pop that in. I'm trying to rearrange this to make me happy. Everybody has like their own way that they like their palette laid out. So I like having I'm overthinking, and I don't like, for some reason, I don't like having my bronzer over here. I want it over here because I'm odd, I guess, but I'm overthinking. But okay, so I'm gonna dig in. Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Saint Artist, and I'm gonna be using my Milk Hydro Grip. I like doing my Makeup Monday Live. It's been really fun. YouTube has been surprisingly a really pleasant place. YouTube's a really scary platform. And I always have been scared to put myself out there on the YouTube, and then I started to, and it's always gone well. But the idea of going live has always been really scary because sometimes people are mean, and I don't like mean. It's so unnecessary. There's some pretty mean people out there. I mean, people get real brave behind a phone and a screen, and I think everybody forgets that, like, when you're putting yourself out there like this, and you're not looking for mean, you're just looking for a place to have some fun and play with makeup. Okay, at least for me that is. Okay, so I'm gonna be using, I need to clean this brush needs a good cleaning, and so does my blend brush, so I'm gonna do that. So if you don't know, there's a couple things. So this week, this is the Customer Appreciation Week with Saint. And so with that, they're doing a huge discount on Friday the 7th, and they're doing new releases. We don't know what. I know there's a brush, and they're doing discounts, and then obviously there's the new shades. And they're going to be doing other things. I just don't know what it is. I hope it's palettes because I like these palettes, but we can do better because we have. Anyway, but with that, I am doing my own personal giveaway. I know Saint will be doing some giveaways, but Saint will be doing a personal giveaway, or Saint will be doing giveaways. They will be doing all kinds of stuff. And there is a Instagram account where all this will be being done. And I can link it after in my comments, because if I do it now, it'll disappear. All comments disappear once live is done. All right, so with that, I'm doing my own giveaway where if you refer a friend and they tell me that you referred them, I will create you a link if you have an account with me so that you can get credit for their purchase for free makeup. But also I will be entering you and them into my giveaway where I'm giving you and them the Saint brush cleaning soap. That's a pretty darn good giveaway. And I might include a microfiber cloth with it because it's nice having one. So if you refer 4 friends and they all get color matched, you and 4 friends could be getting this big dog. So it really just depends on how many you refer and then whatever. But if you refer them, I will enter you and them into the giveaway. And if you or them get picked, you'll get that. I mean, that's nice. That's free. That's something you didn't have to pay for. You don't have to pay for shipping. You don't have to pay for it. It's nice. And it has the soap. It has the scrubber. It has all the stuff. Sorry, my brushes were super grimy. And I've been a busy chicken lady. And I haven't had time to clean them. So I'm just doing that really quick. And I know people hate when people do this. So I'm done now. I'm done. I'm going to use the 3D brush because my blush and bronzer brush is filthy and it's filthy. All right, we're gonna dig in. I am going to be using my Saint Makeup Cream Base 3D Foundation. My palette looks a little bit different now. And there's all my pinks. I like my summer pinks, and there's nothing here because I'm gonna fly by the seat of my pants on my eyeshadow. All right, so first things first, I am oily, so I use Milk Hydro Grip. Does cream makeup work with oily skin? Yes, it does. Does it take a little everything? If you have acne, there's extra work. If you have oily skin, there's extra work. If you have dry skin, there's extra work. So extra work, yeah, probably. So I'm gonna take my blend brush and I'm gonna go into my setting powder and I am going to apply powder where I get extra oily. I've been up for a while being a chicken lady and being a mother. So my skin just starts, once I start rolling, it starts producing oil. It sounds super gross, but it does. So I just soak it up with some powder to give myself a good starting point. I also like to take these sachets. I have thought makeup, and I keep a vanilla dust and a poof in there with it so I can touch up. It's makeup, not magic. It's gonna move, it's gonna do stuff, so touch it up is the thing. It's makeup. All right, so I'm gonna be using Hazel, which is a new highlight color. I always use Aspen on my redness that I have. Today it's not as bad. I got some sun yesterday, so that, I don't know. And then I have hyperpigmentation coming in, and I'm gonna use Hazel. So I used to use Suede here, not used to, I do, but usually I use Suede here and Aspen here. I'm able to use Hazel to do the same thing. So it's one color instead of getting 2 colors. And I'm gonna use Balm. I'm gonna tap into my Balm, not a lot. I mean, you can barely see the sheen. I'm gonna place that under my eye and you just tap it on. And this helps with, if you have dry spots, some people get really dry around their nose. My son used to, this stuff would be good for him. And you can just pop this on and it will help with dryness and it'll help with applying over dryness. So there you go. I might get some for my son. He'd hate that though. Why are you giving me makeup? Anyways, he's 22 and you know. All right, so I am going to go into Hazel first, which is this top color. Now it is definitely too dark. It's just a little bit darker than Sandy. Sandy right now is my main shade. And then this is Palace. This is the new color. Everybody thinks it looks pink. It has red undertones to it, but I mean, when you look at sunlit, it looks yellow. So we're gonna play with these 3 colors. So instead of using, remember how they used to just live right there? Anyways, I'm gonna go into Hazel. I'm gonna use the blend brush. This is your color correcting brush. This is your light application brush. If you already have a good brush collection and you wanna add to it, I recommend the blend brush, but I'm gonna use the big end and I'm gonna really dip in, don't wipe, dip into Hazel. And I'm gonna go and just stipple this over my discoloration here. And I'm gonna drape it up. And it looks too dark for my skin because it is. When you're trying to cover something like acne, scarring, I like picking similar tones. Come on. I like picking similar tones. It just may, if you use something too light, you're gonna create texture, and we're trying to cover things, not accentuate things, and you can create texture where there's hardly any. And so this is just kind of camouflaging all of this. And I'm just bringing that over that scarring. And then I'm going back to my hyperpigmentation spot that's over here. And then I'm draping it up. Right here, I'm draping it up. Now, I have hyperpigmentation over here. Not so much here, but I do it for balance. I want both sides to look the same. So I'm just doing it for balance really on this side. I've got some discoloration here, so I'm gonna go over it here and here. This doesn't really matter if it looks like it doesn't match. We still have our makeup to put on. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna take a little bit of bronzer and I'm just gonna hit here and here, and I'm just gonna warm up my neck. My neck is always lighter than my face, And if you want just something to really lightly bridge your neck to your face, use the blend brush on the fluffy end, grab a little bit of bronzer, and then bump it over, and that's it. But we're just gonna be doing the makeup. I'm gonna try to do it fairly quickly. I'm gonna go into Sandy next, and I'm using the 3D brush on the short end, and I'm going into Sandy, and now I'm just gonna go over and give myself my foundational coverage, where I am evening out my skin tone down here. See how it's just kind of discolored and smoothed out right here? I'm just gonna bring that up over my scarring, and then I'm gonna bring it in, grabbing it again. Same thing over here, just balancing out that skin tone, bringing it in, just like so. If you feel that your summer shade just isn't quite there yet and you think it's a little bit too dark, you can tap into your main shade, tap into your brightening, and you can tone it down that way. You can also take a pointy and go into your brightening and come down here and lighten that, and it'll help bridge to your neck. There's so many ways. If you don't want to put makeup on your neck, you can do that. But if you have questions about this, I like stippling. Ask me questions. I read them out loud because they disappear, and it'll seem weird if somebody's on a replay. I've been getting some breakouts over here and here, so I'm going to tap in between both since my neck is again lighter than my face, and I'm just going to give myself some coverage down here where I get breakouts. I don't know why I get breakouts. I probably just don't clean good enough. I'm gross, I know. Oh, good morning, Desiree. How are you? But say hi. I like when people say hi. It makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself. I'm gonna go to the pointy end. I'm gonna go into Palace. These shades are coming out Friday. So if you're needing a color match, all I need is your beautiful makeup-free face. There is a link in the description if you already know your colors and you want to shop with me. There's a link for you to do that. But do you see how pretty this color is? I like pink undertones when I'm putting colors on my face because then it's not neutral. And I like the glow it gives. It gives a really nice glow. Tapping in on that small end, I'm just going to hit the Cupid's bow and right here on the chin. I'm just creating the illusion of reflecting light. That's all I'm doing. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I'm going to do my nose last when I do my nose. But now we're going to switch to the detail brush. This is my Ride or Die contour brush. I don't do any other brush related contour. I never like it as much. Oh, you're using the tip of mixing your main highlight with bronzer. It's good. Mixing Athens with tan lines. Oh, that's a good combo. Ooh, you should try the new shade that comes out Friday, and it's, what's it called again? Crap. Hazel. Is that this lid right here? No, that's balm. Hazel. That's a good mix of those two colors together. You should give it a whirl. All right, I am going to go into Cedar. This is the new contour coming out. It's nice. If you think Astoria is too dark, too cool, this one's really, really good. Your husband, let's see. Oh, my husband, I've been grounded from the credit card before too. I get that. But this is Cedar. Look at how pretty that is. You almost don't need, look at how pretty that is. If there's one thing I like to do, it always makes me feel better about myself. It's contouring my forehead. I'm good at that. But there we go. Look at that. And I just use the small end to pull that brightening over into it. Look at that. That's nice. If there's one thing I can do is contour a forehead. That's my jam. All right, when you're grabbing contour for any other area other than your forehead, nose, cheeks, jaw, I always live right here. We're just gonna tap into it on the side, and I'm gonna go right here. I go on the top side, and I just make two lines super close together, and then I tap it down. Tap it down. Hit it again and get that tip. Otherwise, I feel like my nose looks really long, and so I'm just like, stop. So I just tap that down, and then I tap it over because I have a bump right there. You can see that, and it bothers me. Bothers me. Okay, so tapping that over. I'm going to take the small end. I'm going to go into Palace, and I'm going to go down, just down the middle, boop. And I always go a little there. It makes it look a little buttony, I think. And then I use my finger. You could even apply with the finger, just like that. Boom. That's my favorite way to contour my nose. Look at that bump showing its little angry little head. Ugh, it's the biggest I have a hard time with that thing. Always makes a funky spot. All right, grabbing it again, and then we're gonna go above that shadow and just hang back. I like to hang it back. It'll blend down. Literally, it'll blend down and down. So you just need to hang it back, and then you can easily chisel it out once you got everything on. I'll show you how. Sometimes it just gets a little too low for me, and then my cheeks, like I think it's a little low for me right now. Like this bothers me. Anyways. But I think if you have hyperpigmentation issues, I think Cedar, the new contour, is a really good. Indigo can sometimes grab your freckles and grab your hyperpigmentation and kind of showcase it rather than hide it. So if it's something that gives you something you don't like, then I would say try Cedar. It's a really good contour. I really like it. All right, we're gonna take the blend brush on the big end and we're gonna go into Bella Bronzer, and I am going to go around and drape and just add some warmth. I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna bring it pretty far down my cheek because I like to. It's summer. It's summer, so I like a lot of bronzer on my cheeks. I like it, and that's why. But I do feel like Palace as a brightener is really pretty. It's just, it creates this really pretty glow, and I love it. I am really liking it. All right, what am I doing next? Maybe blush? Let's do some blush. I'm gonna do my Frenchie on my cheeks because I do. I have to. My scarring, it doesn't matter what I do, it's gonna pull through when I put my blushes on. So I'm gonna cover them with Frenchie. It's my favorite. You can use Saint-Tropez, you can use Hollywood, you can use Madrid. Those are the colors that are here all the time. And then I like mixing all my pinks together. And so I'm just gonna use the fluffy end of the brush because I'm not using my blush and bronzer, and I'm tap, tap, tap. Pink Grapefruit, Baby Watermelon, and Dahlia. They're my 3 favorite pinks. You could use just one if you want, and I'm gonna hit up here, and then I'm gonna bring it down. I'm trying to not go too crazy with it, but it's summer, and if you're getting some color, any one of these will work. I really like Baby Watermelon if you like it to be more cool toned. If you like it to be more bright, I would say Pink Grapefruit, and Dahlia is a real good pop. And when you're real tan, that is such a good one. Dahlia, if you're nice and tan and your main highlight is, what's that color? Hazel or darker, you should try Dahlia. It's really, if you're mango, if you're goddess, if you're hazel, if I like using walnut, and I like using tan lines for people who have a darker skin tone that don't want to be warm. So hazel came in just in time because my summer shade is walnut contour, but now it might be hazel. So I've been kind of just getting out in the sun as much as I can, just waiting to get some color, but I'm always wearing my makeup, so it's hard. Anyways, okay. So I've been applying my blush after I set with my powder. Oh yes, that's really nice. Yes, putting the powder on it does mute it down a little bit, which is probably good for me because I always over apply, especially if I'm doing tutorials. Okay, I am going to grab with the small end of the blend brush. This end right here is your under eye brush. Blend brush on the small end. This end on the detail brush, I think is just a little bit too dense. It's just a skosh denser than this. They're very similar though. But I'm gonna go and get Palace. Ooh, I'm gonna grab Frenchie, and I put that balm down, so I'm gonna put Frenchie over my darkness. There's times where I like Demi, and there's times when I like Frenchie. I go back and forth. It's whatever you want. I like the price point of using Frenchie because I use it on my cheeks, I use it on my under eyes, and it's $16. Whereas I could use Demi, and I could use Y01, and I could use 03 together, but these are $22 each, so that's $44, and I can't use it on my cheeks. So I use Frenchie. That's my why. So I'm grabbing Palace, and now I'm gonna go on the apple and then up. Okay, Palace looks pinkish. It does look, okay. It doesn't look pink here, does it? That doesn't look pink, right? Doesn't look pink. But when you put it next to something else, it pulls it pink. Let's find a similar, oh wait, I got white peach. When you put white peach next to it, it makes it pull pink. But when it was by itself, it didn't look pink. It's only because you're comparing it with other undertones. So neutrals like sandy and yellows like white peach will pull the pink. It'll accentuate the undertone. Is this sunlit? Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna grab Palace, okay? Palace right here. And it looks nice and neutral. Then you go and grab your white peach and you white peach next to it, which has a yellow undertone. And then you're gonna go and grab Sunlit, which really has an undertone and it's very yellow. And it just pulls that undertone out, more neutral, pink, yellow. So it pulls that undertone out and accentuates it. But when it's by itself, it doesn't. And it's all a matter of how you want your makeup to look also. But for those like me who really love Versailles as a brightening, once I get into summer, it's just too light and it accentuates any under eye puffiness. So this is more of a Versailles for darker skin for when you start getting your sun. But it's really just about placing it next to other colors that can accentuate. Like I don't look like I just put blush under my eye. But I wouldn't compare it to a demi. People, when you swatch it next to them, it just looks like it. But I also like that red undertone to it. You have Versailles too. Versailles is it is my favorite winter brightening. It's my favorite. And so I was really excited about this one because then I could find something. I like white peach. I've had to do white peach and then I'd pop Hollywood or Madrid or Frenchie in the middle. So I put 2 brightening and then a blush to get essentially what this is. I like the coverage and I like the look of under eye stuff where it has that pink undertone. But pulling it down, and it's again, it's all a matter of preference on what you want your face to look like. I like what I like, you like, you know, I'm not here to tell you anybody's wrong. This guy never wants to cover. I don't know. Let's try it. I don't like demi, but I'm gonna do demi. It is the only thing because demi has a lot more pigment. It's the same consistency. It just has more pigment. I am gonna try OR1. Let's try that. I want a little bit more orange with it. OR1, tap it out. It's okay. It's not really doing it for me. Let's try O3. It's really a guessing game. It seriously is. I'm just like, I like demi, but I want to like demi, I guess. I'm going to try O5. Let's just get ballsy here. Well, that ain't it. But, you know, O3 did okay. Anyways, there we go. I'm going to do my brows really quick. I just keep them in a little palette. I wish, man, we can hope they bring these palettes back. These ones were so awesome. And I'm really bummed they got rid of them. But this is a palette pattern I'd love for them to bring back. Like, we could do better, right? Right. Okay, so I'm going to pop my brows on really quick. And we're going to do some blue. I want to do blue. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I should do some blue. I saw an eye look that wasn't necessarily Saint, but it was something I liked. But I'm just taking Trust and I'm outlining my brow. I'm going to try to do this quick because people never want to see the brows. That's why I do them their own separate tutorial. And then flick the front and then we're just going to blend it out. I'm trying to keep this light and neutral today. Except I'm going to do blue eyeshadow. That doesn't make sense. But there we go. Okay. So we're going to pop this on real quick. Just tap and go. If you grab the Demi Palette 6, it's just 1 tin bigger. Don't I have one? I swear I did. I've got so many palettes just laying around. Oh, there it is. So this was a palette 2, and then this is a Demi Palette 6. and it's just 1 tin bigger. So if you're looking to have something similarly small, the Demi 6 is it, because it's essentially a palette 3. Palette 3, but it's called a Demi 6. And that Mood palette is pretty. Okay. You can get it in the Mood palette like this, or you can get it in black. But it is a good little eyebrow kit just to keep any colors you use for your brows and the brow wax. I just need to redo my brow wax. I just haven't had the time. Anyways, okay, brows are done. Let's take the small end of the blend brush, tapping it into Palace, and then I'm gonna cancel out my discoloration with my brightening. See, coloring. We all have that stuff. So I'm just gonna cancel that out and make a base. I'm gonna grab my setting powder and we're going to set it to help with creasing. If this doesn't work for you, NYX has a good one. I heard Unique has a good one. I don't know. And Too Faced was my jam before. Oh, I need lips. Let's grab it. Okay, grabbing some of that cedar. Gonna outline. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we're gonna outline our lips. I'm just gonna go quick, so I'm gonna grab, is that the one I want? No, nope, nope, nope. My favorite, which is, oh, cheese and crackers. Okay, MAC Half Red. There's a link. I put my shopping link in the description before I started it. It's very close to Renaissance. And I'm just gonna outline. Not outer, just outline. And I've been liking, which one is it? La Cienega. La Cienega, always available. It has some shimmer to it. It's a nice pink, but it's sheer because it's gloss. And pop that on. Isn't that pretty? There we go. It's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And that's why we wear makeup, because it's pretty. So eyeshadow. I wanted to do a blue, so we're going to give this the old college try here. Is that what people say? I don't know. I didn't go to college. Okay, so we're going to pop a little bit of, I'm going to do Sabrina today, just to step out of my box here. Using the eyeshadow brush on the fluffy end, grabbing some Sabrina, and I'm going to put that right here. Always, always, always. This just, I like having a little touch of shimmer under my brow. And I do this first because my eyes are hooded, and they're getting more hooded as the years go by. And I do this because all this comes down here. And if I like doing my transition colors up high to hide it, but if I do the shimmer last, it'll push it back down. So we're gonna need a transition color. And I kind of want something a bit warm. Like, I kind of wanted Sedona, but I'm not, goodness, Sedona's hard to find. It's so similar to other, oops. There we go, Sedona. It's a nice, warm, neutral brown. So I'm gonna grab it with the fluffy end, tap it off, and then I'm gonna push this up here. You don't, with your transition colors, this is what helps hide the hood, but it gives it just a little extra touch. This isn't the showcase color, but I push just above the crease onto that brow bone and I hang it up, and you can build it up as high as you want or keep it super light. It's whatever you doggone please. And I'm just keeping that up high above the crease on that brow bone. Boom, boom, boom. And this is, I'm going to switch to the small end, grabbing a little bit, and we're just going to push this down here. And then I'm going to pull it up. Oh, here they come. Here they come. They're coming. All right. Sedona, really pretty transition color. I am going to take my next color. I'm going to do Rain. Hi.
Can we see the chickens?
Yeah, as soon as I'm done with my makeup, we'll go see the chickens. We just moved our chickens to a coop. So
She misses me. Sweetie misses me because I snuggle her all the time.
okay, let me finish this. I'm almost done. So we're gonna take this one and we're gonna test it out. Putting it on, and then I'm gonna put this just on my lid. Just on the lid. And then I'm gonna push this into the crease. Hi, Charlotte.
Oh, that's pretty.
Well, there we go. It's pretty. It is done.
Maybe
I'm gonna use the fluffy end to just blend it out into that crease.
Maybe you could use this.
That's not bad. Nope, we're gonna put that back. Where'd you get, oh, honey. Okay, here, hold on, please. This is actually for a person. So we're gonna set that aside. Don't touch things. Okay, grab it on that small end. We're gonna tap it on. I usually like purple to make my eyes pop because they are brown. And we're just popping that onto just the lid.
I love that color.
I've got like cheerleaders going.
I love it.
But there we go. So this is rain. Like I'm going to rain this rain royalty.
Or
Okay,
it's raining
guys,
outside.
I am live, and you're. But that is all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add some liner because I feel like I need some liner. Hey, let's not touch everything, guys. Okay, I'm gonna grab some liner. I'm gonna use 2 things. Girls, oh my gosh, we've expired. I'm gonna take Maybelline Tattoo Studio, and we're just gonna waterline up on this outer part. Doesn't it look awful when I do that?
What the heck was that?
Close to the eye. And it's like, don't. Thank goodness they left. Okay. I am going to grab the small end. This is Stila. Is that how you say it? Stay all day? No, Stila. Yeah, stay all day. It's dual ended. So this is the small end. And I am going to hit the edge here. And this just extends. You see how it just, it's a little extra. A little extra. Because I don't have lashes on the inner corner. Probably because I did lash extensions. And it just extends it a little and gives a little definition. And I like using a liquid more than I like using a pencil or an eyeshadow, which I have done, but then it transfers right into that corner. And I like this area to be light and bright. And then I'm just going to do a little wing. Now, because I'm hooded, I have my hood comes and dips way down. I don't like my eyeliner to go beyond it. So I'm just going to pull that wing up to the crease, and then I fill it in and attach it to the top lash line. But I try to leave the middle of it alone, because if I go all the way over, it makes my eyes look heavier. Does that make sense? So I'm pulling from that lower lash line, and then I'm just going to that crease a little bit. And I'm scared of always hitting that crease because it'll make a transfer, and then going to that lash line and then filling it in. 2 are not going to be the same. It is what it is. So get one and then make a match. Once you get them both on, then you can try to make a match. Ugh, I'm not liking them today, but my kids have frazzled me. Okay. This side needs to get thicker because I really went ham over there. Okay, the wing, it is done. I kind of wanted to try taking, that thing's too full. Okay, I want to take the multitasker brush. I've been seeing people use light colors on their lower waterline. I'm gonna take my Sabrina that I used on my brow bone. I'm gonna take the multitasker brush on the big end. I'm gonna push into it, put some on, and I am going to use it on my waterline. Does that look different? And then over here on my waterline. It's all right. It's not a big difference, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna take whatever's left and I'm gonna pop it right here and right here. Just to lighten things up a little bit. You can put it on the inner corner because I have some left over. And I'm just gonna use my finger. But the rain, it almost has a purple hue to it. It reminds me of Daba D, but in shimmer form. So it's like using a gloss versus a matte on the cheeks. It's sheer. So this is Daba D, and it's Rain is like a sheer shimmer version of Dabba-Dee. I like Dabba-Dee. A lot of people are like, get out of town with that crap, but it's really pretty, especially under colors. Under Rain, under Bayou, which is a beautiful turquoise that people are also scared of, but Bayou is so pretty. And you could put that over Dabba-Dee. Maybe I'll do that next Monday just to show other colors. But I'm just trying to blend out into that Sedona color up here. There's nothing on this fluffy end, but I'm just blending it out. But that's, you know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. This would be a great option for 4th of July if you don't want to be crazy with your colors. So that's it. That's a good life, 35 minutes. I didn't do it. Yesterday I did my makeup in 10 minutes and I did eyeshadow and brows and I was pretty darn proud of myself. So that's it. I'm going to take some setting spray, Urban Decay De-Slick. I'm going to spray this all over when my face is nice and damp. I'm going to go into my setting powder with the blend brush that I just threw in here. And while it's still damp, we're going to go around the perimeter and then down and over that forehead, grabbing it, tap it off. I always start out here and bring it in. And then when I think it's empty, I hit those high texture zones. When you think it's empty, it is not. And then you can go under your eyes, around your nose, on your smile lines, around your mouth, hit that brow where you're angry at your kids. And then you're surprised at whatever they did. Obviously, I haven't injected anything into my face yet. I'm telling you, I'm ready. I'm ready for the forehead. But my husband thinks that I'll come out looking like Spock. So he's like, no, never gonna happen. Anyways, that's my makeup for today. We'll play with some blues and that's it. I'm done. That's it. Send me your color matches. Send me your friends. I'll enter you in for the soap and join my Facebook group. That's where a lot of my info goes because I can't share on here the way I can share there. So that's it. All right. No, don't do it. Don't do what? All right. That's it. Have a great day.